Hello and good morning. Welcome to After GMS. We just went live here on the WFMY News 2 Facebook page. We see several of you are signing on, some of our regulars. Good to see you. I'm Megan Maleris alongside Sydney Moore and for Tracy McCain, meteorologist Christian Morgan, and meteorologist Ed Matthews. All right. We want to start with this forecast.
Absolutely. And I was just about to say, I know I spoke earlier about not having my jacket and having to run back inside the house and go and get it, making sure I do not forget it for the rest of the day. Christian and Ed, I know we spoke about that weather, making sure people bring those jackets when they go out today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a chilly start this morning, but we are on our way to a warmer afternoon than we were yesterday. We'll not call it warm, we'll call it cool, but it'll be a far cry above those low 50s like we had yesterday. As you check out the downtown Greensboro sky camera right now, it's all sunshine, all Carolina blue sky, right at the freezing mark, just above it, 33 degrees in Greensboro, and even some folks still in the 20s club this morning. 28 Burlington, 28 Reedsville. I'm looking at you, 35 in Winston-Salem right now, 33 down in Asheboro, 30 in the Wilkesboros, and 32 in Boone. Notice there's plenty of chilly air to be had across the eastern seaboard, but if we zoom out on a wider view, notice there is some warmth building across the deep south and out in the middle part of the country, and that's going to be our source for these warmer days that we have not only today, but even warmer tomorrow, and eventually making it into the low 70s by Thursday. So here's the story. High pressure in control of our weather now. That keeps the sunshine around and keeps us dry, but it also changes our wind direction, and as it moves to the east, our winds will start to come out of the south and out of the southwest. So this time of the year, if you want to get warm, you got to take that warm air from somewhere and you got to bring it here. And that's what we're doing with this high pressure. It's taking all that warmth out of the south and bringing it into the Piedmont. All ahead of a cold front that'll sweep by as we go into your Thursday. Now, there's not going to be a lot of rain with this, but it will bring us a few showers on Thursday evening and then wipes out all the warm air, gets us back into the 50s for afternoon highs by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it'll make for some chilly mornings too, right around the freezing mark for Saturday and Sunday morning. Plan for today, though, is all sunshine all the time. Still a tad breezy this afternoon, so don't be caught off guard by that. But we're well into the low 60s this afternoon. We'll say 63 for that afternoon high today. Tonight, under mostly clear skies, we'll drop it back into the low 40s, maybe some upper 30s in some of those typically cooler spots. You know where you are. And the same story for the folks in the western counties and foothills, upper 30s, mid 30s for some of those cooler spots. And meanwhile, keeping my eyes on this later in the week, something to just kind of circle on your calendar and circle in your mind. There's going to be a partial lunar eclipse Friday morning. Starts at 2:18, gets good around 3, peaks around 4, and then it ends about an hour before sunrise at about 5:47 Friday morning. Now, my concern with this is that we're going to be covered up in clouds. Nonetheless, we'll keep an eye on it, keep check on it. It would be something cool to see if you get up early and if we have clear enough skies to see it. 7-day forecast back here at home, low 60s today, 70 tomorrow, low 70s on Thursday, and we add in that 30% chance of a shower, mainly in the afternoon and evening. Before we go into Friday, much cooler, mid 50s on Friday, low 50s on Saturday and Sunday afternoons, with morning lows around or below freezing.
All right, we are 9 days from Thanksgiving.
Wow.
It is a week from Thursday. Mark your calendars if you've forgotten. The list for the feast can get pretty lengthy for some families, especially if you're hosting the meal. So we want to know if you have tackled your to-do list. Have you started shopping? And if so, have you noticed any price increases?
Yeah, and if you have, know that it's not just happening in the Triad, it's nationwide. Supply chain slowdowns and current prices means Americans will be spending more on Thanksgiving dinner this year. A new report from the Labor Department shows overall grocery prices jumped more than 5% in the last year. Meat prices are up. Staples like eggs and coffee are also on the rise. Nearly everything it takes to make the typical holiday feast is pricier.
So we asked you on the Good Morning Show, have you started shopping? I've already heard from some of you on my Facebook page. Phyllis said shopping done and already eating those chocolate covered cherries. Yummy. That's the danger of buying the sweets early. Yes. Yolanda said shopping for Thanksgiving meal is done and everything is much higher this year. Jessica says I did a little bit, but going this morning with my mom to get the rest. Don't wait till last minute, y'all. Period.
Well, you know, Thanksgiving is an exciting time. What are you looking forward to most for Thanksgiving?
Well, looking forward to the mashed potatoes. And of course, just giving thanks. You know, I really think that if your item of choice that you want on your Thanksgiving table is sold out, don't make yourself crazy going to 10 different grocery stores. Just remember the reason for the season.
Right.
Your family's going to be happy eating whatever you put on the table, as long as they're all together and really remembering the reason for the holiday.
Ed, how about you? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm with Megan. You know, I'd be just as happy eating a turkey pot pie, skipping all the food that will fill me up, and just giving thanks, because that's really what it's all about. And I trust that everybody will just remember that. Have a great time, you know, with your friends and family, and just eat until you're running over full. But always give thanks for the blessings that you have each and every day. I know I have blessings every single day. God is very, very good to me, so I'm going to remember my blessings that I get throughout the year. Now, in terms of feasting, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do that on Mom's cooking. I'm not hosting, but I am going to make a contribution. Probably a sweet potato pie, or as I talked about earlier, might head over to Cheesecakes by Alex and get one of those fantastic sweet potato cheesecakes. I don't know if any of you have ever had that, but it's absolutely fantastic. I thought about baking a pie. Nah, I'm too lazy. I love to cook, but this year I'm going to be lazy.
Well,
there you go.
You could just go to the Morgan household, because apparently Grandma Morgan makes a darn good sweet potato pie.
Listen, this started as just me mentioning this in passing on Saturday morning on the Good Morning Show Saturday edition. I never realized how much stir it would cause. There are people calling my parents. There are people reaching out to me on Facebook trying to look for this recipe, because I mentioned that my grandma had whipped up a sweet potato custard pie that she called it. She just kind of threw it together, and I didn't realize this was going to be a thing. So I've got a lot of people reaching out to me for the recipe. So I'm going to post a picture of it on my Facebook page, and if she'll give me the recipe, if she can remember it, like I said, she just kind of threw it all together. If she can remember it and will give it to me, I'll post that on my Facebook page as well. So I'm sure there will be one of those at my house on Thanksgiving, and I got to be honest, I don't really do any of the cooking on Thanksgiving at all. I just kind of show up. I do contribute.
Secret's out.
I do contribute. You know, I'll go get a cooler and get some ice, you know, because we have a lot of people, and I'll get some supplies and that kind of thing. But I leave the cooking to Mom and Grandma.
Love it.
Just show up.
And I stay out of
Your
the kitchen.
smile.
Stay out of the kitchen.
There you go.
All right, so we are hearing from some of you on our Facebook feed. Let's see, Joanna said, already bought a turkey, managed to buy it for 87 cents a pound today. Costs $2 a pound. Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. All right. Scott Lynch found some butterfly turkey, 87 cents a pound
Wow.
at Aldi's. Joanne said she has most everything. 2 small turkeys. Her son is in love with deep fries, her ham. All pie fixings and other casseroles. Of course, all family members bring dishes. She said she feels truly blessed. Lakia will cook her staples, which means everything but the turkey.
So if you haven't already, make sure you get out there and get those Thanksgiving items for your time with your family.
So some of you might know by now, I don't like meat. I eat fish, so I'm kind of like a pescatarian. It's just a personal preference. I've just never cared for it. So one year my mom hosted Thanksgiving, and it was her year to make the turkey. And I think I was scarred by the process of seeing the turkey and what you have to do to the neck. And I mean, it looked delicious at the end, but
Yeah.
the person who prepares it, you got to put on a nice apron and a thick stomach.
There you go. There you go.
There was somebody in the comments, I think, mentioning that they like their turkey deep fried. And I have to agree with that. Deep frying is the way to go if you want to do it and you want to take the time to do it, because it kind of locks in all the juices. It doesn't dry it out as easily. So kudos.
And I see Bobby says, I love me some mashed potatoes, gravy with some cornbread. I love the cornbread too.
Yeah. And Christian mentioned deep frying, but every year we hear from the fire departments who say, please don't do that. That is how you get fires started every year, from trying to deep fry your turkey the wrong way.
Yeah.
So if you know how to do it properly and you can do it safely, that's great. If not, you know, Ed Matthews, we don't need the turkey burned and we don't need people getting hurt.
Definitely not, but I'll agree with Christian. My mom does it the traditional way, you know, with the stuffing and the dressing and so on and so forth. But I tell you what, those deep fried turkeys are fantastic. fantastic. And definitely they're a lot moister than the regular conventional way of preparing the turkey. But you got to be careful, you got to be safe.
All right, well, Dee is bringing wings from Atlanta to her family in Greensboro. That sounds pretty good.
That sounds good.
All right, this was a fun first talker. Again, if you haven't started your Thanksgiving shopping, you might want to do it soon.
Get on it.
All right, let's get to the morning headlines before we talk about our second topic of conversation. Guilford County Commissioners voted to lift the indoor mask mandate effective immediately. The new rule leaves it up to each business to decide whether to require masks. Masks will still be required in county office buildings and Guilford County schools. Stokes County Schools voted to keep the mask requirement in place. Students and staff must continue wearing masks in school buildings until at least December 22nd. The board will then meet to decide whether to drop or extend again.
The Greensboro Police Department says they've installed safety cameras on Spring Garden, Market, Gate City, and Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. GPD says the cameras take pictures of license plate, not people. Investigators think they'll be a big help in solving crime. GPD says training is already underway. They hope to have everything full operational by December 1st. There is a new push to put a stop to gun violence. Tonight, the Winston-Salem Police Department and a city entity are meeting to see what can be done to stop it. WFMY News 2's Denise McMiller has how you can get involved in finding solutions.
We received notification after notification of shootings in both Greensboro and Winston-Salem this weekend. 9 people were shot during the 2-day time period, and it's concerning. And this is the schedule for a virtual forum both the city and police department have come up with to bring the public in on how to find some solutions. Here's a closer look at what the Human Relations Commission and police have lined up for tonight's discussion. The mayor, the city's assistant district attorney, the assistant city manager, and the police chief will all speak. They'll all touch on what gun violence looks like from their perspective and what they're doing on their end. And from there, those in the community who registered for the talk will give their firsthand experience with gun violence.
They're seeing it and they're living it on a daily basis. And so it's important to hear from the community, to get that feedback from the community, just to talk about, okay, what can we do together? What can be a collaborative solution or solutions to the issue? Because we know there's no silver bullet. There's not going to be an easy answer.
And it doesn't end with just group discussions. The ideas presented are added to the police department's training.
These thoughts and ideas and brainstorming sessions are documented by the Winston-Salem Police Department, and they incorporate those ideas and recommendations back into training for police officers.
And tonight's Trust Talk begins at 5:30. It is virtual and it'll be held via Zoom. We'll have the link on our website because it'll also be live streamed for you all. You can visit WFMYnews2.com for more details.
Well, over the past few days, a lot of us have been reaching for that heavier coat. If you're like me, you've worn a couple layers beneath the coat because you no longer can zip the coat over the belly. So I'm going to have to start borrowing my husband's, I think. But the point is that it's cold outside. And for me, who likes warmer weather, it's not very pleasant.
You know, I'm torn. I think it just kind of depends on, you know, what kind of activity I'm interested in doing. I know Christian and we love golf. So when I do go out on the golf course, I actually enjoy the cooler weather versus it being warmer going out there to play. I don't know. I think it just depends. Christian?
Fall golf is the best golf. As long as the course is clean and it's not covered up in leaves, then it becomes difficult.
Right.
And I was, you know, even yesterday I was out at the golf course for a little bit. In the sun, it was great. And I was actually a little bit warm, but once the sun went down behind the trees, it started to get chilly pretty quickly. So a good day like today, low 60s, that's prime golf weather for me.
And Ed, you had your jacket out there in the weather garden?
Yeah, I have a light jacket or a windbreaker, and then I have a medium jacket, and then I have one that is so thick I look like the Michelin Man when I put it on. And that's reserved for when, you know, at some point when we go down into the teens and lower 20s and things like that. But, you know, I don't mind the cooler weather that we've had so far, but you know, what is so typical of this time of year, the fall season, is the continuing up and down in temperatures. We're down now. We're getting ready to go up later today and even more so tomorrow and Wednesday. Cold front moves through, temperatures drop back down. So this is very typical for the fall season. You kind of please everybody with a pattern like this, though, because the people that like the chillier air are happy for a few days, and then the people that like the warmer weather, like me, you know, get their time as well. And we're going to continue to see that right on through the fall season.
Well, Joanne said, please, Ed. She called you by name. Like it a bit cooler, but not freezing. Her puppy doesn't like to go outside when it's cold.
That.
Look, I'll be honest. You guys know I love cold weather. I love it.
Yeah.
And if I say that it's cold, it's got to be really cold, right? I was in the mountains, of course, over the weekend, of course, in Boone at the App State game. And I'll be honest, around lunchtime, I seriously said, I was like, you know, it might be a little cold for me out here because it was in the 30s. And the 30s didn't bother me, it was the wind.
The wind.
And of course, you know that this time of the year, it's fine if it's cool, but you get that wind and that changes everything.
It's like an extra boost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, that's just not necessary, okay?
Like chills you to your bones
Right.
at that point.
Yeah.
Let's see, we heard from another viewer who really wants snow. Of course, it's Carol. Carol and Christian speak the same language.
get along.
She loves the cooler weather, looking forward to some snow. She put that in all caps. This year, I hope, with the snowflake. So my son, little Christian, recently grabbed a snow shovel from out in the garage at my mom's house and was trying to shovel the asphalt.
Wow.
I said, hey, buddy, like, you know, that's not what we do with that. That's a good idea, but I didn't have the heart to tell him we might not get any measurable precipitation anytime soon.
Oh my
If
goodness.
his mom has it her way.
Yeah, I know, right? Sorry. I would like one good snowfall for the kids. One good sticky snow that they can use to make snowmen, go sledding, go snowboarding down the hill in the backyard,
That
whatever
has to
they
be
want to
so
do.
fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun family activity.
Yeah, so one good snow, and that's it.
There you go.
Preferably on a weekend.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we make that happen, guys? I don't know.
Ed, can we?
We'll work on it.
All right.
Yeah, can't make any promises.
All right, well, it's not going to happen this week given our warm up, so let's take a final look at our 7-day.
Yeah, no snow in that 7-day, but we do continue the up and down kind of seesaw temperature pattern. Yesterday we were at 52. We're going to do much better than that today with low 60s, a little bit above our normal of 61 for this time of year. Near 40 tonight, so not as cold as this morning. Tomorrow, 70, maybe some low 70s on Thursday. Thursday afternoon, we'll start to notice some clouds build up. We got a cold front on the way, wouldn't you know? That front may bring an isolated shower Thursday evening as it passes through the area. And then behind the front, we get another big batch of quite chilly air for the Piedmont for Friday, and that'll extend right on through the weekend and into early next week. We're looking at low and mid 50s and maybe some upper 20s, but definitely around 30 or the lower 30s over the weekend. So there you go, more up and down temperatures for the Piedmont.
Be prepared for anything.
Yeah.
Best way to do it.
It's North Carolina, that roller coaster, all the way through December, and then a whole slew of other issues with storms coming spring. You know, it never stops. All right,
Always on our toes.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching After GMS here on the WFMY News 2 Facebook page. We do this every day at 7:45. All right, take care.